Think. I want you to think. Because the preaching of jumping and shouting and just, I want you to think. Think. Think about your life. If you go to the Gospel of John and they flog around him, one of the greatest things that can happen to your life is know who is around you, their motive, their desires, and what they want. Just think. He came to Jesus, and Jesus says that you came even when you saw signs. You have the Gospel of John is also called the book of signs. From that Greek of semen, we have signum in Latin, and then you have signal that we have in English language. You see the signs that he calls those miracles. He doesn't have many miracles, but he called those things that Jesus did, signs. Or you have in Gospel of John chapter 2, where the Lord turned water into wine. He calls it signs. This is the first of the signs. The woman at the pool of Bethsaida, the man at the pool of Bethsaida, he calls it signs. The walking on the sea, he calls it signs. The feeding of the 5,000, he calls signs. Is John foolish? No. He is not foolish. Look at what Jesus said to them. Take it very seriously. Jesus said to them, he said, God, take me here now. Take me here. You seek me not because you saw signs, but because you ate your fill of the loaves. How can you have a direction to something and still miss your way? I want to ask you. How can you have a direction to something and still miss? How can you see all those signs and still miss your way? Let me give you one answer. The answer is that the stomach can be stronger than the mind if you don't tame it. Amen. I use that graphical expression so that the stomach can be stronger than the mind if you don't tame it. That is why we talk about the renewal of the mind, the training of the mind, the upgrading of the mind, the certification of them in the mind growth. Because a lot of people, their minds are empty. They are ruled by the flesh. That is why St. Paul writes to the Galatian church, and he says to the Galatians, walk not according to the things of the flesh, but walk in the spirit. He says, let your minds be set on things that are above. When you are hungry, your stomach, if you are not careful, can make you to be much more vulnerable than a little child. Hunger. That is why politicians use hunger as a tool of division, of oppression, and of sustaining themselves in power. Because they keep you hungry and then come and drop small thing for you. Where people are not very hungry, politicians cannot toss them around because they have the basics of life. Is that not so? Where people are not hungry, pastors and preachers, they are very good ones. They are very good ones. Good ones. But those who use the gospel message and turn it over around, where people are not hungry, you don't use the gospel message to come and tell them that I have seen a vision that you will be promoted the next day, but your grandmother is sitting on your certificate. Those kind of shenanigans that have come to the faith. You know, the African man, we are still missing. We don't want to let go of sorcery. So in accepting Christianity, we catapulted sorcery into Christianity. So when we go to see men of God, see a vision for me. See a vision for me. See a vision for me. Pastor, see a vision for me. See a vision. Man of God will throw money on the ground like they used to throw money with fortune tellers. Throw money on the ground. They see a vision for me. Say, no, that time when you go to see a fortune teller, I say, don't keep the money here. Put it there. Put it there. Afterwards, he will come and carry that money. Forget all those gara. He will carry the money when you are gone. You must seek God because of who God is. If you see any banner advertising crusade,